On February 24, 2022, the world changed. Russia launched a full-scale invasion of Ukraine, sparking the largest war in Europe since World War II. Thousands of lives lost, millions displaced, and the world economy shaken. But how did it all start? What's the situation today? And where could this conflict go next? In this video, we'll take you through the full timeline of the Russia-Ukraine war, its origins, key turning points, and what it means for the world. Let's begin. To understand the war, we need to go back first to 1991. That's when Ukraine became independent following the collapse of the Soviet Union. But Russia never fully accepted Ukraine's westward ambitions, especially NATO and EU membership. In 2014, Ukraine overthrew its pro-Russian president. Russia responded by annexing Crimea and backing separatists in eastern Ukraine. This began a low-intensity war that lasted for 8 years until things escalated drastically in 2022. On February 24, 2022, Russian forces invaded Ukraine from the north, east, and south. Their goal? A swift victory, capturing Kyiv and toppling the Ukrainian government. But Ukraine resisted, fiercely. President Volodymyr Zelensky refused to flee. The world watched in awe as ordinary Ukrainians defended their cities. The Russian advance stalled. By April, Russia retreated from Kyiv, but the war was far from over. Let's look at some major turning points in this war. April-May 2022. Russia shifts focus to eastern Ukraine, especially the Donbas region. Mariupol falls after a brutal siege. In September 2022, Ukraine launches a surprise counteroffensive in Kharkiv, regaining thousands of square kilometers. In November 2022, Russia withdraws from Kherson City, another major blow. In 2023, the war turns into a grinding stalemate. Russia launches waves of missile attacks targeting Ukrainian infrastructure. Ukraine's spring 2023 counteroffensive achieves limited gains due to fortified Russian defenses. The war has rippled across the globe. In economy, energy prices soared in 2022, sparking inflation worldwide. Food supply chains were hit hard, especially in Africa and the Middle East. In geopolitics, Finland and Sweden applied to join NATO. NATO expanded its military presence in Eastern Europe. China, India, and the Global South walked a diplomatic tightrope. In human cost, over 500,000 soldiers and civilians dead or wounded. Nearly 10 million Ukrainians displaced. Experts disagree on how or when the war will end. Some predict a frozen conflict, like Korea. Others hope for a negotiated settlement. But Ukraine demands full sovereignty, while Russia wants strategic gains. Meanwhile, both sides are adapting. Drones, cyber warfare, Western aid, and sanctions continue to shape this modern war. The Russia-Ukraine war has reshaped global politics and shattered illusions of peace in Europe. It's a story of tragedy, but also of courage and unity. One that's still being written. If you found this breakdown helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. Drop your thoughts below. What do you think will happen next in Ukraine? For weekly updates on global affairs, hit the bell icon so you don't miss a thing.